Good afternoon and welcome to WEFM's Midday News, brought to you with the kind compliments of Court St. Vincent Limited.
Get the funds you need now, just in time for back to school with Courts Ready Cash. Plus, if you apply before October 3rd, you will be entered for a chance to win your loan free. That's right, when you take a loan for school expenses from Courts Ready Cash, you could be the lucky winner of up to $10,000 of your loan amount. Also, when you visit us during the month of August, you may receive free gifts like back to school essentials, gift vouchers, Courts Cash, Radio Shack coupons, and much more. Visit your nearest Courts or Ready Cash location or apply online at readyfinancecaribbean.com. Conditions apply. Courts Ready Cash. We are ready when you are. Offer ends October 3rd.
Welcome back to WEFM's Midday News, brought to you with the kind compliments of Court St. Vincent Limited. I am your presenter, Rajiv Providence. First, on the local scene, Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves has called on the United Nations to address the issues which severely threaten the development of small island developing states. Addressing the 77th session of the General Assembly of the United Nations, the Prime Minister said the United Nations must undergo some level of reform to better address the needs of small island developing states, such as access to the resources to mitigate against the impact of climate change. Dr. Gonzalez added that other critical issues include the availability of optimal financing for development and arrangement for small island developing states in international trading arrangements, and the cessation of the unacceptable weaponizing of the financial system. The Prime Minister also used the opportunity to call for international attention to be paid to the continued situation in Haiti and condemned the neglect in this regard by the international community. Haiti's 11 million people deserve better. Further, a safe and prosperous Haiti means a far more secure and peaceful Caribbean, Dr. Gonsalves affirmed. The Prime Minister also spoke to other issues of concern in the region, including reparations for native genocide and slavery, which he said has left the region with legacies of underdevelopment. Unicommer Group in St. Vincent hosted its annual scholarship award ceremony for employees' children on Tuesday, August 22nd, at its Kingstown location. Speaking at the ceremony here in St. Vincent, head of Ready Cash and OECS CSR coordinator, Ms. Kinney Betty, reiterated the company's commitment to the sustainable development of the communities it serves and its long-standing efforts to through internal and external programs to assist thousands of children and young adults to realize their goals. This year, Unicommer committed over $35,000 to scholarships for its employees' children, with 66 recipients across the OECS and 14 recipients in St. Vincent. Speaking at the same ceremony, OECS Human Capital Director Mr. Brian Ruplal shared his personal education journey, outlining the impact a scholarship had on his career path. Mr. Ruplal further stated to the parents and recipients that this scholarship program complements the internal employee engagement initiative. The best people work at Unicommer and is a clear example of the steps the organization has taken to foster a sense of community within the workplace with its employees at the center. The scholarship for employees' children was implemented in 2016 and has been distributed to over 130 students, with recipients receiving support from kindergarten to university. The Unicommer Group proudly stands by this initiative and will continue to support the social and academic development of its employees' children for generations to come. Still on the local scene, Minister of Finance Camilo Gonzalez said he is committed to not kicking the can further down the road when it comes to pension reform here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Minister Gonzalez, while speaking on WeFM's Issue at Hand program, said that pension reform is being discussed throughout the region and that the structure of SVG's pension system is unsustainable in its current state. We hear more from the Finance Minister.
The structure that we have, the structure of the government pension and the NIS pension, disconnected from one another, is perverse economically, because you're reaching a situation where there will be some people who will make more money retired than they made while they were working, who can make up to 120% of their salary in retirement between their government and their NIS pension. unsustainable.
Minister Gonzalez said the conversation around pension is one that first started years ago, but due to factors such as the economic crisis and the natural disasters, it had been put off. However, the finance minister said he is committed to not kicking the can further down the road when it comes to pension reform.
And we keep kicking the can down the road. And I'm committed to not kick this can any further down the road. We have to define where pension reform can take place. Can it take place on changing the age of retirement? Can it be altered in the way in which the government and NIS pensions are connected, interact, so that between the two of them, you can't get more than a certain amount of money? Can it be altered based on how you calculate the wage by which you're going to have your pension? Should it be the value of your last year, the average of 3 years, the average of 5 years, your last 5 years working? Are there other things that we have to take into the mix?
That was the Minister of Finance, Camilla Gonzalez, speaking on WEFM's Issue at Hand program. On to news in the region. Cuba remained in the dark early today after Hurricane Ian knocked out its power grid and devastated some of the country's most important tobacco farms when it hit the island's western tip as a major storm. Authorities were working overnight to gradually restore service to the country's 11 million people, according to a statement from Cuba's electric union. Power was initially knocked out to about 1 million people in Cuba's western provinces, but later the entire grid collapsed. Ian hit a Cuba that has been struggling with an economic crisis and has been faced with frequent power outages in recent months. It made landfall as a Category 3 storm on the island's western end, devastating Pinar del Rio province, where much of the tobacco used for Cuba's iconic cigars is grown. Tens of thousands of people were evacuated and others fled the area ahead of the arrival of Ian, which caused flooding, damage to houses, and toppled trees. Authorities were still assessing the damage, although no fatalities have been reported by Tuesday night. Trinidad and Tobago's Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley said the government is not considering keeping the work from home format moving forward for the public sector, saying people don't even work in the office, as well as pointing to a lack of technical infrastructure. Speaking at a media briefing after Monday's national budget at the Parliament after 2 years of the COVID-19 pandemic, Dr. Rowley said, "This is Trinidad and Tobago." We hear more from TNT's Prime Minister.
The government has not set about to have a work from home policy except when we were forced during COVID. When you were allowed to come back out, we are still back out to normal. I don't know that we are sufficiently prepared for that to be a major initiative, largely because it requires certain technical infrastructure and a certain level of discipline. This is Trinidad and Tobago. So we're not ready for a major work from home policy because some people are even working in the office. So we have to be careful how we talk about that.
That was the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, Dr. Keith Rowley. Dr. Rowley said, however, the private sector, and if it's required for the public sector, they are not averse to it. The question comes after TNT's government announced another hike in prices at the pump, with super and premium increasing by $1 and diesel increasing by 50 cents per liter. Many citizens are concerned about the cost of travel and traffic during daily commutes. On the international scene, the EU has said leaks in 2 major gas pipelines from Russia to Europe were caused by sabotage, but stopped short of directly accusing Russia. Deliberate EU disruption would result in the strongest possible response, said the head of the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen. Ukraine earlier went further, accusing Russia of a terrorist attack. The EU has previously accused Russia of using gas supplies and the Nord Stream line as a weapon against the West. But Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov dismissed accusations of sabotage as predictable, stupid, and absurd. The U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken said he thought the leaks would not have a significant impact on Europe's energy resilience. Neither pipeline is transporting gas at the moment, although they both contain gas. Mr. Blinken did not directly accuse Russia, but said it would be in no one's interest if they were caused deliberately. And finally, in sports, Lionel Messi marked his 100th international win with 2 goals as Argentina comfortably beat Jamaica in a friendly. The victory also extended Argentina's unbeaten run to 35, which is 2 behind Italy's world record of 37. Manchester City striker Julian Alvarez put Lionel Scaloni's side in front after being set up by Lautaro Martinez. Messi 35 came on after 56 minutes before stroking in a shot and calling in a free kick late on. The Paris Saint-Germain forwards double on the back of scoring twice in a win against Honduras, took his tally to 90 goals and a record 164 appearances for his country. The game in New Jersey was Argentina's last before the World Cup. The two-time World Cup champions, who are among the favorites for this year's tournament, opened their campaign in Qatar against Saudi Arabia on November 22nd. This has been WEFM's Midday News. I have been your presenter, Rajiv Providence. Join us again at 3 p.m. for WEFM's 3 p.m. News. WEFM's Midday News is brought to you with the kind compliments of Courts St. Vincent Limited.
This summer, go outside with a brand new AKT motorcycle. You can hit the road with an AKT bike for as low as $5,999. With the purchase of any AKT, you get a free True Rider chest bag plus a free tank of gas. It doesn't get any better than this. No cash, no problem. With Quartz Ready Finance, you pay 0 down and pay nothing for 60 days. Shop online at shopquartz.com or in store. This offer is good for a limited time only. Conditions apply. Quartz, bringing value home.